Hi, my name's Dustin Slightham, and I'm the CEO of 434 Marketing. For this resource video, I was asked to cover the things I do in the morning to get a jump on the day and be productive. But before I get into that, I think it's important to understand the motivation I have for being productive and the reason why I developed this routine in the first place. This is easy, and I can explain it with one word: time. Early on, about 5 years ago or so, I had a mentor tell me, you can't buy time. Now, this wasn't the cliche, time is money. No, he was really just referring to the fact that time is valuable. Frankly, when I look at the big picture of life, I'm not going to be sitting on my deathbed going, man, I really wish that I had more money or I'd worked longer hours. No, I think I'm going to be sitting there wishing I had more time to be with the people and the passions that I love. So I really try to bring that to every day. And now that you understand a little bit more about the why behind my motivations, let's talk about these routines themselves. First, to start, there's about 1 billion help and productivity self-help books out there. I think it's fair to say, though, after looking at a number of them myself, not one shoe fits all. In fact, I hope that you don't take the items that I describe in my routine in this video and use it as a prescription for yourself. And I see routines as very beneficial and a great way to plan your day that ultimately helps you mitigate any unnecessary decisions and tasks. And ultimately, it really helps you to save time. On top of that, I'd like to say if you deviate from your routine or your plan of attack, let yourself off the hook and really just ask the question, why? Personally, it took me years to find a routine that really worked. There were things I tried and ultimately did away with for various reasons. It's okay, just find out what works best for you, and hopefully I'm going to talk here a little bit about my routine. You might be able to glean some insights that could be helpful. All right, so let's jump into my routine. The first item on my list, of course, is waking up. Now, since having kids, I can't really sleep past about 6 o'clock. So generally I'm up between about 4 or 5 a.m. But you know what? I love it. I love quiet mornings. I love getting to the office before everybody else when it's just quiet. It allows me to reflect and think and actually move into these next items that I'll share with you here. One of the kind of strange things that I do is I make the bed. It's something I can control. It takes me 30 seconds to do. And it's something I get to return to at the end of the day. I don't know if it really helps, but it is something that I do if the bed's empty, if my wife and kids aren't still sleeping in it. The next thing, of course, the obvious, shower, get dressed and things like that. But one of the important things that I did about 5 or 6 months ago is I changed up my wardrobe. And I had, 200 items, let's say, in the wardrobe collectively, but I'm not wearing all that stuff. And one of the things that I found was I'd get in, to the closet in the morning, and I'd be sitting there trying to figure out, okay, what outfit am I gonna wear? I know, maybe TMI, but the fact of the matter is I reduced it to 60 items total. So that's socks, underwear, undershirts, all those things, 60 items. And that has helped a lot in terms of planning and just being efficient and getting out of the door quickly. I've got a few outfits that I change, and it kind of works for me. So that's something that I've done. The third thing, of course, is eat. And I'm not a big breakfast guy. Actually, for the last 2 years, every morning I start my day with bulletproof coffee. And you can check it out. A guy named Dave Asprey came up with it. I've talked about it before, definitely within the community as well. But it's something that's really helped. I don't have brain fog anymore. I really start my mornings off with quite a jump and with a lot of focus and a lot of energy. And so it's a great thing for me. The other thing is vitamins. So I did away with the multivitamin. It wasn't working for me. Met with a physician, found a lot of areas that I was deficient in, and actually over multiple blood tests was able to see over time that I remained deficient in these areas. And so I take high quality vitamins to supplement those areas, and I noticed a cognitive change as well as just a focus change throughout the day. So that would be the eating piece. At this point, I'm kind of transitioning to the office. So I'm driving in, drinking bulletproof coffee, listening to NPR or whatever the case may be. And then when I get to the office, again, it's pretty early and quiet. And so I like to meditate. And I use an app called Headspace, and it's 10-15 minute guided meditation. but it really sort of helps just calm the day. The last thing you want to do is make decisions for your business in fight or flight. You want to be calm and you want to be thoughtful and be able to work through things. And so I find meditation really kind of helps throughout the day, just keep things focused and under control in that sense. The other thing after meditation is then moving into the 5-minute journal. And you can buy this on Amazon or bookstore here locally. But essentially it's 5 minutes of just things that you're grateful for. And I think it's important to do that. I've actually just started doing that a few months ago, and it's really just helping to focus things. And then you reflect on yesterday and the previous things that you're grateful for and the things that you wanted your day to look like, or things that would make your day awesome. And it's a helpful way to get the day going. The next thing I do on more of a religious side of things is move into prayer and some scripture and just spend some time there. And then after that, start transitioning into work. And so get the Wall Street Journal here at the office, and Business Week and things along those lines. So I like to keep up on, kind of current affairs and what's going on out there in the world. And then slowly start to shift into my work day. So that's kind of my morning. That's the routine. It's not always all of those 8 items, and sometimes I change up orders. It really just depends, but generally I'm doing those things each morning before I get started here at the office. A couple of other things that I've added are just some productivity hacks that I have found have been really helpful, especially when you might not be as focused or be as productive in the day. So the first one is I set a 20-minute timer. And so if there's a task that I am just holding off, for whatever reason, I'm just not diving into that task, I'll set a 20-minute timer, I'll press start on it, and promise myself at the end of the 20 minutes that I will take a break, I'll go do something completely different. If I get to the end of the 20 minutes and I'm still not able to move forward in that task. I have not found one time yet where I've gotten to that 20-minute period and have not been focused and working diligently on getting that task completed. So that's something that's really worked well for me. The other thing is I like to plan that day's tasks the night before. So at the end of the day, end of the work day, I'll go through, look at my calendar, look at the things I've got to get completed, and kind of plan out that next day. Of course, as a business owner, no day goes as planned as you would like it to go. So things always come up, and I try to make time for those things as well. But it's helpful to have a grasp on, what is that next day going to look like? And then when you show up on that next day, you kind of already know what you got to get done. I stay away from email and text message, especially while I'm trying to do things like writing or any type of task work. If I'm drafting proposals or working through contracts, just don't like the distractions. So I use a lot of filtering in my email, and I turn my phone off or put it on do not disturb and just don't pay attention to it. And then the last thing is I really do work on the big task first component. I just try to get it out of the way, and then move on. And if the rest of the day completely blows up, that's fine with me. At least I got the one thing I needed to get done that day completed. So anyways, there are 8 items for my routine, 4 items from just sort of a productivity hack thing that has worked well for me. Like I said earlier, find a routine that works for you. Find a plan that works for you. Not all of what I suggested, maybe none of it will work for you. But really, listen to your body and take note of the things that you do and make a routine and plan. And I don't think you'll blame yourself for it at all. All right, thanks.